So we had the orange versus white series. That was a 2-game sweep for the white team. So that's over. So today we're just playing kind of a limited inter-squad game and kind of mix the teams up a little bit. So the exciting white versus orange series is over. We have an exhibition game tomorrow against the Phillies. Tom Eshelman is going to start that game. John Means has got a little bit of dead arm, a little bit of fatigue, so we just want to hold him off just to be sure. And obviously the 2-month season is the most important thing, so we want to be overly cautious with him.
All right, we'll go ahead and start with questions. Reminder, if you have a question, please put your name in the chat, and we'll start with Rock.
Hey, Brandon, we know the defensive reputation that Jose Iglesias brings. Were you impressed by the way he's been swinging the bat? Even when he had the sore back, he doubled twice in that game.
Jose Iglesias got MVP of the orange versus white series, and Valdez with the most outstanding pitcher award for what he did in yesterday's ball game. Yeah, no, Iggy's a good hitter, and he's been a good hitter for a while now. And I love the way he uses the whole field. He's a line drive hitter. It's got some sneaky power. It's going to give you a professional at bat, and that's what he did in that 2-game series. He really squared the balls up, and took some great at bats. So he's been doing that since spring training. He's been doing that in his career, and fortunate to have him.
Rich Dubroff.
Hi, Brandon. What kind of besides Eshelman tomorrow, who are some of the pitchers we're likely to see, and what kind of lineup are we likely to see?
Castro, Carroll, Scott, Sulcer. It's on my board here, Rich, but I'm in a dark room. So, yeah, so you get that? Castro, Carroll, Sulcer, Scott will be coming after Eshelman tomorrow. And then the lineup's going to be, I'm going to play guys as much as I possibly can. I'm still concerned with keeping these guys healthy. The 24th is the most important date. I feel really good about how we are physically right now. I think guys are ready to play games and in game shape. And so now for me, it's facing another uniform, continuing to practice and tightening some things up. But I really want to keep these guys healthy here these next few days before opening day.
John Mioli.
Hey, Brandon. With John Means, when did he come to you all with this, and is it too early to think about what this would do for the 24th?
Yeah, too early for that. The last few days, he just had a little fatigue in his arm, and so we just wanted to hold him off. We're just monitoring him day to day, and we decided today to have him skip tomorrow and to give him a little more rest.
Steve Molesky.
Hey, Brandon, can you talk a little bit about Cesar Valdez? Has he basically been a guy that, dating back to Florida, came almost out of nowhere? And does he have a legit shot to be on the roster next Friday night? What have you liked about him?
Boy, threw 4 scoreless last night, only gave up a couple hits. It's a really interesting story. He's a pitch maker in that he's able to utilize both sides of the plate, change the speeds. I was sitting behind home plate last night. He might have missed 1 or 2 spots the entire 4 innings. Really getting guys out in front with a great changeup that he throws from different arm angles, a slider that he throws from different arm angles, as well as he can locate his fastball to both sides of the plate. And even though it plays in the mid to upper 80s at times, it plays a little firmer because of that changeup is almost like a screwball, in that he can really shape it to dive down and arm side. So I just like to continue to take a look at the guy. I think every time he's pitched for us, he's had a lot of success. There's not a whole lot of panic there, and that he's really confident on the mound. He's done it for a long time, and I think he's got as good a shot as anybody. We're just going to continue to take a look at him.
Dan Connolly.
Hey, Brandon, have you sent any guys over to Overflow recently? And also, do you plan on keeping the majority of guys together until after the exhibitions, or will we see some cuts, if you will, before then?
We're going to try to keep as many guys as we can right now, just because I need some backup players for the exhibitions. I wouldn't foresee like tomorrow might be a few guys that play all 9 innings, but I'm gonna have the starters play the biggest bulk of the game, but have guys there just in case. Kind of, you never know with exhibition games where how long they last. I mean, I wouldn't want anybody out there standing on defense for 4 hours. So I want to plan accordingly and make sure that that we have some backups there. So we're going to keep the guys that are in camp with us through at least tomorrow. Most of those guys will travel, and I think we're just kind of day to day with all that right now.
Mark Viviano?
Hey, Brandon. First, with means, we often hear in spring training of guys going through a little dead arm. Is it safe to say that this is sort of a similar spring training sort of thing? And on top of that, going into a 60-game season versus 162, does it alter how you may look at nagging injuries or little things like this? Will they be treated and looked at a little bit differently given the scope of the season being different?
Yeah, to answer your first part, well, interesting enough, that this is last year around this time is when he started feeling it's not exactly the same, but something along those lines of his arm just feeling a little bit dead, not quite as fast, not quite as strong. And that was the middle part of the year last year, right around this time. So he's just got a little fatigue going, and we're just gonna we care so much about him that I just want to make sure we're taking care of him and that we're doing the right thing for him, and that he is with us for 2 months. He's such an important part of our rotation. With the 60-game season, I think that guys, depending on who they are, I think you'll see guys play, especially if the team is in it, the second half of the second month. I think that they're going to throttle up a little bit and play through some nagging stuff. If in fact, just like like a pennant race in September, I think it's the same sort of thing where guys are going to play through some things because of the urgency in a short season.
John Muley?
In terms of these exhibitions, I'm sure not having John tomorrow throws a little bit of a loop in, or throws a little bit of your plans into flux. But do you anticipate the guys who are rotation candidates who are not going to be starting those games to pitch in the games out of the bullpen at all, or are they going to be doing their side work and just stay on a starter's routine?
A little bit of both. So we're going to have some guys. We'll have like Santander and Smith aren't going tomorrow, so I have a couple pitchers here that I want them to take at bats off of, not only for the pitchers but for Tony and Smitty also. They just got done hitting, taking a bunch of bats off of Klein and Handhold out here this afternoon for the second day in a row, and that's gone really well. So I'm going to continue to do that. I think that Santander, if everything works out, I think he's getting really close. He's doing defensive drills right now. His legs feel good. He's swinging the bat great. So I think that you could possibly see him in a few days.